of teeth.
Oh, we are going live
right.
now. Here we go. Preparing the setup.
All right, let's start. We're going live. Let's have fun, everybody.
Are we muting?
Are we,
Yeah, Kara, please
are we
mute everybody.
recording?
I'm
Yes.
recording. Welcome, everybody. This is our Saturday main event. And we are happy to say, welcome, everybody. And we are, Nature's Frequency is a world leader in EMF protection. And today you're going to find out why. How about that? Arj, want to play this quick introduction?
Sure do.
All right.
Good health is not something we can buy, but something we can improve. For decades, people have searched the answers to many questions regarding our health and improving it. Do you want to have the ability to live life to the fullest? Are you interested in sleeping better at night and having more energy during the day in a natural, healthy way? What if there was a revolutionary technology that could change your life? A technology that slows the aging process of fruits, vegetables, and breads, and also assists the body in offsetting the harmful effects of electromagnetic fields and more? We introduce Nature's Frequencies, an award-winning company that manufactures innovative health and wellness products under 6 U.S. patents with natural health and wellness solutions that assists with balancing and harmonizing the body. But how do we do this? We combine knowledge from the East with technology from the West. As far back as 6000 BC, the Chinese have believed that the body has an optimal energy flow. When this flow is disrupted, it manifests negatively by stimulating specific points on the body. The body is encouraged to correct itself. We fast forward to the 19th century, a period of exciting scientific progress in the West. During this time, Nikola Tesla was a genius before his time. This Serbian-American inventor, engineer, and physicist confirmed the existence of scalar waves. Scalar waves are composed of pure zero-point energy. This gives them the ability to store data in a substrate. But something must be able to hold the data. Enter Dennis Gabor, who in 1971 won the Nobel Prize for his invention and development of the holographic method. Holography can be used to store information inside crystals. And this knowledge is combined today to help you have better health and life. When applied to the body, the unique energy field signatures of Nature's Frequencies products correct and harmonize your body's frequency to optimize your body's energy flow. When the body's energy flow is restored and harmonized, the health of the body is naturally realigned. All of this has been developed by a family company with big plans for the future. Visit our website, www.naturesfrequencies.com, to take care of your precious health with Nature's Frequencies. Inspired by Tesla, patented by us.
All right. Thank you, Arj. What do we have next?
All right. Now we're going to introduce you, I believe.
You are?
Yes. So a little bit about Rick. Rick received his MBA and started an office equipment corporation in 1985. After almost 25 years of running and building it to an Inc. 500 company, he sold it to the multinational global company Kyocera. As a manufacturer for doctor and practitioner for the past 9 years with the focus on EMF protection, Rick has worked with labs and doctors utilizing HRV, EEG, EKG, live blood analysis, thermography, and numerous other methods of testing product efficacy. Currently a world leader in EMF protection and an inventor of the EMF shield, Rick and his sons hold 6 U.S. patents, including the U.S. patent, which specifically includes offsetting the negative effects of EMF output devices. Since 2013, Rick has won 14 international awards, including the most coveted gold medal Edison Award, and has been featured on USA Today, Fox News, TV Live with Stuart Varney, NPR, and many other media outlets for innovative products.
Wow, that's a new slide, Arj. Thank you. It's actually 10 years now. And we have won 14 major awards, 6 U.S. patents. Fox Business, that was Stuart Varney and RJ. And RJ did a phenomenal job on Stuart Varney, and we sold a lot of product. Anyways, and we were also featured in USA Today, with a huge story, which was huge, which was also another good day. All right. Today's the problem, cell phones, electrical devices, because you know what? Our bodies are energy, and every day your body gets bombarded by internal and external stressors from cell phones and electrical devices. And there's a problem with that because your body's not made to be disrupted. So studies have shown that cell phones, electrical devices linked to headaches, fatigue, stress, sleep disturbances, burning sensations, you name it. It causes problems. No matter what anybody says, it really does. Nature's Frequencies invented and patented some of the most advanced energetic health and wellness products on the planet. And they are designed to balance and restore your body's natural energy flow to help you achieve optimal health and wellness energetically. Now, the cool thing is our EMF shield is programmed to offset the negative effect of the electromagnetic field output from a mobile electronic device. And instead of your body stressing from electrical devices, your body gets harmonized and it helps you maintain optimal health and energy and vitality. And today we're going to teach you about why and how. Did you know there's roughly 8 billion people on the planet? And how many cell phones? 14 billion. There's more cell phones than people. And are cell phones good for you? Let's hear from Dr. Stan. Dr. Stan is a general practitioner. He's an MD for over 40 years. So Dr. Stan has pretty much seen everything, and including the world change. When he started, there were no cell phones, and he sees issues. So like anything, and Dr. Stan, he's like a walking Wikipedia for medicine. He is incredibly intelligent, researches everything, and totally researched into EMF because one of his family members had a really bad issue. So let's hear from Dr. Stan, Arj.
There's over 500 published studies that show that EMF damages physiology. Not all human studies, but there are human studies also. And there's two things that I think are, well, there's three things I'll mention. There's a lot of things you could talk about. The first thing is that EMF interferes with your pineal gland's ability to make melatonin. And so when that happens, you don't sleep well. So by letting this EMF hit you, especially when it's in the evening, especially if it's through the night, then your ability to sleep is impaired because you're not making melatonin naturally. So that's a really big one. And I tell people that your brain interprets EMF as if somebody's shining a bright light in your eyeballs. It can't tell the difference. It's just energy that's not supposed to be there. And so the pineal gland is being signaled, don't make melatonin yet. It's not time to go to bed yet. So that's for myself, the biggest thing. But there are other things that it does that are more subtle. One of them is that it causes the fungi in your GI tract to make hundreds of times more toxins than normal. So we have over 5,000 species of fungi in our GI tract. They're supposed to be there. They're not pathogens, but they act pathogenically when you stimulate them with EMF. They make a lot more toxins, and these toxins just don't sit there in the gut. They're absorbed and they go through the body. The third thing that happens is that it causes the balance of power to shift of the different bacteria that live in your gut. That's called the biome. And there's over 1,500 species, and they all shift in response to these energies. And 4G passes right through you. There's no blocking 4G. 5G is much more intense, but it doesn't go through as much, but it's much more intense superficially. So that both together are capable of causing quite a bit of disruption, and it will get worse.
And we have 10G coming because as I put on when I check my email, I got a big thing, 10G, infinity. So there are over 500 published studies that cell phones really aren't good for you. So what can you do? Let's talk to Dr. Janine. Dr. Janine is a chiropractor. She's a naturopathic doctor. We have worked with her for about 10 years now. And she came up to our booth at Life University and asked if we had anything for EMF. I gave her the EMF shield. She did a muscle test. She fell in love with us and has been in love with our products ever since. So Arj, let's hear from Dr. Janine and see what she has to say.
Basically, we have all of these devices around us that communicate energetically, so to speak. You know, the Wi-Fi, the cell phones, the towers, the Bluetooth, all of these things, you can't see it. You can't feel it. Some people can feel it that are really, really sensitive. Most people can't feel it. You can't taste it. You can't hear it. However, it's bombarding us and affecting us all the time. And what happens is our bodies are frequency, our bodies are energetic. And we all know this because you might go into a room and somebody negative walks in, or somebody that's sad or that has an attitude walks in, and you can literally feel the energy of the room just, I mean, I know we've all felt that before, or, you know, being around somebody that just makes you feel tense. Well, this is what happens to our cells when we are surrounded by this electromagnetic frequency, this EMR radiation. Our cells go into a stress mode. And so what happens with them is that they kind of, the cell membranes kind of harden down. They have a hard time getting rid of their toxins, and they have a hard time taking in their nutrients. So it affects our body's function. Now, you know, the original studies that were done on cell phones, they said, oh, well, it doesn't really affect us because it doesn't, you know, heat the tissue up that much. Well, there's so many more effects that don't have anything to do with heat. There's biological effects that affect the function of our cells and our tissues. And that's what's really causing a problem. When you have these devices that emit, so anything that is hooked up wirelessly, whether it be the LTE, the new 5G, which that takes it to a whole different level. That is exponentially more toxic than what we've been exposed to. And what that's doing to us is it's really taking our immune system down, to be honest with you. That's what it does. It hinders your immune functions drastically. And so now more than ever, we've got to be super proactive. But as our phones try to communicate with the Wi-Fi, with the Bluetooth, and with the cell phone towers, there's 3 different types of radiation that it's emitting. When we have these devices on our phones, and I'm one of those people, unfortunately, I'm contributing to the statistic. I am one of those people with 2 phones. I don't go anywhere without it. I keep it on every device, the phones, the computers, the tablets, the routers, everything that I can absolutely think of. I'm going to go through this list and make sure I haven't missed anything, because basically, when we have it close to our bodies, which we do with these, whether we carry them on our bodies or whether they're in our, in our bags, they're still right there next to us. And so we're having a greater effect. So the start of it is protecting your own environment, mitigating all the devices in your own environment, and then wearing that card so that you're protected against everything else that's coming from the outside.
That was really put well, Dr. Janine. And we have an EMF checklist, I think. Maybe. Hey, we do. There's so many EMF emitting devices. Desktop computer, I have where my hands sit, hair dryers, laptops, microwaves, phone, microwave. Don't use a microwave, but in case you do, it needs it. Mobile phones, more important than ever. You really want to cover yourself on the phones. Refrigerators are constantly talking now to something. All right. If you have a new refrigerator that's Bluetooth, the other day I was on my computer, and I'm in the mountains up here, and I'm only supposed to have like 2 connections. My dryer is brand new, and it's trying to get a connection from my house because they put Bluetooth in my dryer. And I'm like, what? And all of a sudden I see Samsung dryer on my connection. So it's searching for a signal. That signal, by the way, is what Dr. Stan's talking about. Your head sees a signal as light, so you don't get in that deep sleep. Smart meters, huge. Smart TVs, any smart streaming device, tablets. So this is a whole list, but basically, if it's generating wireless anything, and you really want to make sure, and there's so many now wireless like doorbells and stuff, it's sending a signal, and anything you can put an EMF shield on, it's good for you. So, all right, Arch, what do we have? This is the cool EMF shield. It is manufactured under 3 patents. We constantly make it better and better for 5G, and we'll make it better for 10G. And this has been our best seller in the past 10 years by far. Everybody loves it. What else, Arch? Where do we go from here? Why are we a world leader in EMF protection? Number one, Nature's Frequencies EMF shield is US patented and made in the USA. Number two, it's accepted by the US government. This statement is accepted by the US government, and the patent clearly states we can offset the negative effects of an electromagnetic field. That's a tough line to get approved in anything. That means we do a good job. Number three, we are the inventors. And for the past 10 years, we have sold millions through doctors and practitioners, just like Dr. Janine. Number four, thermography tested on live TV, which you're going to see. And the results were remarkable, as they say in Australia. Number five, laboratory tested and reduced the heat signature by 94%. That's huge. This is really the biggest one. It's tested by practitioners with HRV, EKG, EEG, muscle test, balance test. And you'll hear a quote from Dr. Janine. It's never, never, ever not worked. But more important, I just had a doctor that we've worked with for years. He loves our EMF shield. He tests everything, every shield, every device out there. He goes, Rick, I got to tell you, my computer said your device tested a 10. The closest he could get on anything else was a 7. And he ordered 300 more. And he's been a doctor of ours for almost like 8 years. Anyways, they are incredibly easy to use, incredibly easy to apply. And imagine selling a product with no returns. None. I have one person that I know of that we issued a credit for about 6 years ago. RJ and I were at a trade show, and this lady comes up to us frantic. She hasn't slept in a month. She was a wreck, and she goes, I can't sleep. It's the EMF. And we sold her a bunch of product, and I told her to try it. They had built a 5G tower right behind her house in the open field. She had not slept for a month. She calls me up a week later. I told her I have no guarantees. And we also made a home unit. She tried that. She tried everything. It didn't work. I told her, you know what? Keep the products. Just move. That's all I could say. She was frantic. I don't think she had slept in 2 months. So EMF does affect you, but that's pretty good. That's about the only return we've ever had. Everybody loves them. And that's really pretty good in a product. All right, Arch, where do we go from here? You know, how can it help you? We are not a blocker. The EMF shield's programmed to offset the negative effects, okay, of the electromagnetic field from a mobile electronic device or any electronic device. So instead of your body stressing from cell phones and these devices, your body is harmonized, and we help you achieve and maintain optimal health. The cell phone has a power supply. Power supply amplifies the good signals and the good frequencies embedded in the EMF shield. It's kind of a synergistic relationship, okay? So now the body gets good frequencies that doesn't disrupt your blood flow. So what does that mean? It means if we can flip it, maybe we can. Oh, we have live independent laboratory testing, thermography testing, all right? Your head goes up 1.5 degrees on a 3-minute call without an EMF shield. That's not good. With an EMF shield, it goes up 0.08 on a 3-minute call. That's like nothing on average, all right? That's a 94% reduction. That is huge. This is laboratory tested with thermography, and you know, that's huge. What it is, it's a disruption in your body that your body really doesn't want, okay? So, Arj, what do we have next? Why does the temperature increase with use of cell phone? Stress to the body. Really simple. So we can explain it as soon as RJ flips the slide, and we have it flipped. All right, here you go. Just so you understand how a cell phone, why does your hand get hot? Why does your head get hot? This is why. Cell phones emit a frequency that the body recognizes is not natural, and it's not beneficial, and it goes into a fight or flight mode. That's what your body does. When your body goes into fight or flight, it sends blood to the area. That's the reaction from the body. It's normal. That's what the body does. The blood's disrupted by the frequencies of the cell phone. It gets coagulated, and it won't. It's really simple. One of our doctors that did a blood video explained, Rick, if the cells are separated, they go right through. If the cells are strung up like rule, they go like this. So the body keeps sending more blood and it won't go through the capillaries. Really that simple. It's not rocket science. He goes, you put a big string that's all crooked and stuff, it won't go through the tiny capillaries. Separate the cells, it flies right through. When it flies right through, you get more blood, more oxygen, everything is good. So anyways, the body recognizes the problem still exists. So it sends more blood, and then the blood continues to coagulate. So you got more temperature rise. So as your temperature rises, this isn't good. Your body shouldn't go up 1.5 degrees in 3 minutes for anything. It's not good. So anyways, it is not beneficial, and the body doesn't function optimally. And it's not just the blood of your head. It is functioning with all of it. Now, this is kind of one of my favorite tests. We didn't pay for it. We got told after, hey, there's a video about you guys and your EMF shield. So RJ, play it. This is live TV in Australia. And Australia really loves to test things and say, this doesn't work. But they tested ours, and let's see what happens.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to the program. Well, we live in a high-tech world, and the signals that are around us while out of sight might be messing with our minds. While the mobile phone debate surrounding their effect on our health continues to rage, companies are coming up with all sorts of devices and gadgets to combat the ill effects, if there are any. A phone micro shield promising protection has now arrived in Adelaide, so we put it to the test.
Our energy isn't designed to be bombarded with all this electromagnetic radiation every day.
If we could see all the electromagnetic fields around us, we'd be quite frightened.
We're surrounded in signals.
I think it's the root cause of a lot of cancers.
3G, 4G, now 5G is coming to a suburb near you.
It is a big health issue, and it's only going to get worse.
The big telcos will tell you there's nothing to see here.
It's a bit like the cigarette companies saying that tobacco wasn't a problem.
Electromagnetic radiation is what mobile phones emit. The question is it in harmful doses?
I've seen enough patients already with sickness from mobile phone use.
Adelaide health professionals like naturopath Dr. Jeffrey Bryant and Deborah Regari from the House of Healing say it's downright dangerous.
Many in the scientific field today are very concerned as well.
I had a woman came in here once with a 3-week-old baby in a pram with the mobile phone right next to this baby's head playing at music.
But now a tiny wafer-thin shield is being touted as a potential protector of our brain. And when we road tested it, the result was jaw-dropping. Wow. We'll return to that soon, but Tony Mark Seymour, the man who introduced it to Adelaide from the US, reckons he was initially sceptical.
Most of these devices don't work, and in fact, some of them can have a negative effect.
The EMF shield uses so-called quantum physics to assist the body to counterbalance these negative signals from phones. But do we really need to be shielded? Well, the only large study into a link between mobile phones and brain cancer was funded by the mobile phone companies.
But even that study hinted at a relationship between high usage of mobile phones,
Right.
more than half an hour a day, and brain cancer.
Neurosurgeon Dr. Charlie Teo says his patient records turn up some chilling coincidences, like a man who used his company mobile constantly.
He died of brain cancer. All 4 partners in the company died of brain cancer. And then his wife rang us up 2 years after he died to say that the secretary, who was also on the mobile phone, died of brain cancer.
Telstra pointed us towards the World Health Organization's ruling on the matter.
To date, no adverse health effects have been established as being caused by mobile phone use.
But delving deeper, WHO has classified radio frequency electromagnetic fields as emitted by mobile phones as possibly carcinogenic to humans based on an increased risk of glioma, a malignant type of brain cancer.
So I do know that if you're exposed enough to EMR, you will get brain cancer and you'll die from it.
Now the test. I spent 10 minutes with my mobile phone against my ear, had a thermal image snapped, and the result floored me and my crew. Not only hot, but white hot in the ears region. The EMF shield was then attached to the back of the phone, another 10 minutes on it. This time the image snapped was cool.
I would love to see more detailed investigation as to how it works, what it actually does to the radio signals, so that we can actually understand, the effect that you saw in the thermal imaging that you did.
Computer systems engineer Dr. Paul Gardner-Stephen from Flinders Uni says while it's possible to shield phones from radiation, he's not sure there's a risk.
In that regard, I would say that the jury, I think, is still out, at least from what I've read.
The more people that are exposed to this technology and these devices, the better.
Arj, I have to tell everybody something.
What's that?
If I would have designed this study, okay, you see that head? I would have had them done ours first. All right. Because understand, he said he tested it first without the cell phone chip, and his head was red hot. So our product went on a red hot head. Okay. His baseline was already up. So then he tested it with the EMF shield, and not only did it cool his head, all right, it didn't make it hot. So we had to fix that problem first, uncoagulate the blood, then to get the cool head. So please understand, if Rick would have designed this study, I would have designed it, look, test it first with our product and have a nice cool head, okay? Then test it and you'll get that. So please understand, not only did we overcome the EMF, the body functioned better, but we fixed that on the left side, which I really never paid attention to it, but I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't have designed it that way. I would have had us go first, because why start with a hard head? So that's pretty huge. The other thing is they were talking about is, the studies. Every study they did, they consider high usage like a half an hour a week or half an hour a day. Everybody lives on cell phones. They keep them in their pocket. Your pocket gets hot. You ever wonder why? Same thing. So, understand, it's only going to get worse. 10G is coming, and no one's asking, what's 10G going to do to me? And what do you do? So, how many people really have thermography testing? There's a FLIR gun. We have it in our office. We all tested years ago. RJ and I and my son, Michael, when we were inventing this, we tested more heads than you can imagine until we got it right. So, and this really cool heat gun. Anyways, doctors like Dr. Janine, they have heart rate variable tests. Dr. Al has one. Dr. Stan has one. Other of our doctors use EKG, EEGs, thermography, and more. But we're going to teach you how you can show the benefits of the EMF shield. Oh, and there's one more thing. In that last video, he said that some of these devices have a negative effect. I was telling you earlier about my doctor who tested, and he goes, the closest was a 7. He goes, Rick, I also got like 3 devices that made your body worse on his computer, like negative effects. And when the doctor said it in Australia, I'm like, you know, not all devices are created equal. All right. And he goes, no, Rick, you know, the closest I could get, yours was a 10, closest was a 7. He said there was some that were negative effects to the body. So this is a really simple balance testing method. So anybody can do this.
Another great test to do that's going to show the power of the EMF shield is just a simple balance test. So I'm going to say, put your feet together like this, legs straight, feet together, just to make sure we always have it the same each time. You're just going to cup your hand next to you, just like this. Perfect. I'm going to push down to see how much force it takes to kind of throw you off balance. So we're going to push, and there we go. All right, timber. Now, I go and get the phone, and I'm going to have you hold that in your other hand. Put your feet together. Always make sure they're doing the same thing each time. Otherwise, they'll say, oh, we did that different. And we're going to do that again. And it was noticeably easier to throw you off balance. Now we're going to place that EMF shield there on the phone. And let's see, feet together. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, you're so much stronger that time. So that's another great demo that you can do.
All right. Anybody can do this, and it works all the time. Muscle testing. This is what RJ and I were taught years ago when we first started, and anybody can do a muscle test. RJ and I love it. Just make sure the people have a good shoulder. You don't want to hurt anybody, but play it, RJ.
Great test I'm going to show you that we do is just a straight arm muscle test. So what you're going to do is just hold your arm out straight. This is a good shoulder. Yep. Okay, good. I'm just going to press down, see how much force that takes. And then we're going to have you hold that dirty phone again. And we're going to repeat that. Oh, yeah, noticeably weaker. And then we are going to do that again with that EMF shield. And hold. Oh, yeah, now I'm to see. You maybe not pushing hard enough. You got pretty strong there.
You know, there's a benefit to the body with the EMF shield. It's good frequencies that are getting broadcast from the power supply of the phone. So you actually become stronger with it. And that's one of the things our doctor told me when he hit a 10. He goes, Rick, you're better off with it. And it amplified the good frequencies. And it doesn't, you know, I always get told, somebody said, well, I have an RF meter and it didn't block the frequencies. We don't block the frequencies. All right. That's called a Faraday cage. And there's black carbon fiber Faraday cages that block the frequencies. That's fine. But imagine emitting good frequencies using your cell phone as a good thing. So that we make it a good thing. We harmonize the body so it functions better. This is kind of my favorite, Arch. You know, let's test it on like a wicked strong guy and see if, you know, the muscle test works. Maybe we'll see it.
First, we're going to see this one.
Let's go back to EMF just so we can explain it. When you do a muscle test, okay, first of all, I personally think you've probably done in excess of 10,000 muscle tests since I've known you. Something crazy, okay? Yeah. Is it ever, the EMF shield ever not worked?
Never, never, ever, 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 ever. It's never not worked. As a matter of fact, I keep this is one of my phones. I am part of the problem, so I like to be part of the solution as well. But I keep my EMF shield on the sticker inside the phone case so that I can pull it out. And, you know, if I ever don't have my tester that I keep with me, I can pull it out and use it as a tester. And I always encourage people when they get theirs, keep it on the paper in the case, and then you can demo it to your family and friends because it's so easy. It never fails. Never, ever, ever.
I love that line.
Again, even the people that don't perceive the negative effects of the frequencies, they're still being affected.
And you can test anybody. And every doctor has told us it's never failed. That's pretty cool in a product when it's never, ever, ever failed. And Dr. Janine's done more than 10,000 muscle tests, balance tests, and it's just fun. You know, this is one of my favorite videos. Here's a really strong guy. Play it, Arch.
There we
This
go.
is the baseline.
It's quick, so pay attention.
You are not moving this guy.
Nope.
Okay.
Not
Then you
moving.
let him put a cell phone near his chest, anywhere. Watch what happens. This guy is not happy. This is a strong man. Okay. Now put an EMF shield on the phone. Watch what happens. You could jump on this guy's arm. All right. He's got, not only does he have his strength back, he's stronger. And you could do whatever you want. This is really pretty cool. So any product can be enhanced with an EMF shield. All right. And it just benefits your body if these things are on it. You know, I keep this in my pocket at all times. And just in case you wanted to know, always keep the EMF shields. If you're going to put it in your pocket, keep the EMF shields to your body. Okay. You're getting good frequencies. And your body has an electrical charge. Yep, it does. That's your body. And any electrical charge can be disrupted and it can disrupt the energy flow. So by placing the EMF shield on any electrical device, the power supply of the devices amplifies the frequencies embedded in our EMF shield, which can offset the negative effects and harmonize the body to optimize its function. It's really pretty cool what we did. And we got it patented because we're unique. All right. We work with medical companies for years, and they embed our EMF shields in their power supplies of a lot of medical devices. We've been in this infrared sauna for over 5 years, and they've tested it, and they supply doctors with it. That's my laptop. My hands go right there. Can't tell you how important it is. Tablets. Kids live on tablets. Please, if kids going to live on something, put EMF shields on them. Smart meters. My smart meter is at the end of my house, at the end of 4 garages. It's not near my house. Like, it's not near my head. It's not near people. But if you have a smart meter on the other side of your bedroom, you're in trouble. And those things emit a signal every 6 seconds. And I can't tell you how many people I've spoken with, and I ask them, do you have a smart meter near your bedroom? They're like, yep. So anything you can do. Your routers are huge because your router is constantly emitting a signal. So now the power supply of the router is emitting good signals. That's my router. I have these little portable devices, power supplies, and I have a power conditioner. So both of these emit power. When you're emitting power, you're actually generating good frequencies. So the more good frequencies you generate, the better your body functions. And I like my body functioning well. You know, it's that simple. Electric heaters, you know, I live in New Hampshire. You guys in, Frank down in Florida, he doesn't need one, but every once in a while you stick an electric heater someplace, it's really a good thing to put an EMF shield on it. That's your power box. Power is coming in. Anytime you're near power is going to emit good frequencies. So it's really a pretty good thing for it.
All right. I think it's time
what do we got, Arch?
I think it's time to give away stuff.
Oh, it is. This is my favorite thing. All right, everybody. Just so you know, we are always happy to give away goodies.